Assembly Bill 2414 by Assemblymember Eduardo Garcia, enacting into healthcare districts.
Mr. Garcia, you may open.
Mr. Speaker and members, good morning. I introduce AB 2414, a district bill that will allow expansion of the existing desert healthcare district to include the entire Coachella Valley. Members, this has been a conversation in my backyard for almost 20 years. And as a result of that conversation, there have been the lack of opportunities to address significant barriers preventing Eastern Coachella Valley residents access to health care providers and services. This has been well documented by numerous stakeholders, including the California Endowment. The lack of health infrastructure, access to primary care physicians, of course, the cost to health care has certainly been a major concern, and the lack of sustainable revenue and funds to deliver services and programs systematically to the region have been a challenge. In 2010, the Coachella Valley Healthcare Initiative found that East Valley residents in the Coachella Valley have one doctor for about 8,000 people. Now that is 4 times the amount higher than what the federal government recommends, which is one doctor for every 2,000. Members, we've talked a lot about addressing issues of disparity and poverty on this floor this year. And I'm hoping that we can get a bipartisan support to support this local district bill that will help address the health disparities in my community. AB 2414 has received bipartisan support throughout the committee process, and I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Mr. Garcia. Mr. Thurman, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Members, I rise in support of AB 2414, and I thank the gentleman for Coachella for raising it. You know, in the Budget Subcommittee on Health and Human Services, we talk about health disparities all the time, and when you hear statistics such as 4,000 people, 8,000 people with one doctor, we know that we have access issues. While this bill is tailored for a specific district need, I think that it has positive reach and opportunity and benefits for other communities that have seen access challenges, and that we're sending a message. We should never let any administrative regulations get in the way of a local community's ability to advocate for themselves and create the health structures that they need to ensure a healthy community. I urge support of this measure.
Thank you, Mr. Thurman. Seeing no additional members seeking recognition, Mr. Garcia, you may close if you wish.
Respectfully ask for your aye vote.
With that, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll. Tally the vote. Ayes 50, noes 24. Measure passes. File item 121 is AB 2510 by Mr. Linder. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 2510 by Assemblymember Linder, enacting relating to firearms.
Mr. Linder, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. I am here today to present Assembly Bill 2510, which would provide uniformity to the concealed carry license program in the state of California. This legislation will authorize local law enforcement agencies to issue CCW ID cards approved by the California Department of Justice. The current permit being issued by the Sheriff's Department is a large, cumbersome piece of paper that is not easily carried. It won't fit into a wallet, and the fragility of the paper that it's made of can easily be destroyed. Permission to use a prop?
Without objection.
As you can see, this is what people normally do with it. They'll fold it up and stick it in their wallet, but as you can see, it's get a lot of use out of this, and it's very, very easy to destroy. So, due to this, sheriffs have to constantly reissue these permits that were accidentally destroyed, which is a waste of law enforcement's time and resources. To solve this problem, some sheriff's departments have taken upon themselves to create new permits that look similar to driver's licenses, and therefore easier to carry. Unfortunately, outside of these issuing counties, these IDs have no legality whatsoever. Assembly Bill 2510 would allow for these modern ID cards, similar to a driver's license, to be used in lieu of cumbersome paper permits that are currently being issued. The bill will also create uniformity among the system that's already in place. Currently, each sheriff's department is issuing their own ID cards without a single standard template across the entire state of California. This can create some confusion when presenting the permit. Therefore, AB 2510 creates a criteria and a template of what the card ID should look like in order for it to be legal. AB 2510 is an attempt to create uniformity in a system that is already taking place across the states. These cards are issued with or without this bill already. Therefore, it's important that this legislature help create uniformity among the permits for the safety of the CCW holders and local authorities. Additionally, it's important to maintain local control of the CCW system. Local authorities know who lives in their backyard and who should or should not carry a firearm. Therefore, it's critical that we support the effort of local sheriff's departments instead of attempting to centralize the system under the Attorney General's office, who is far removed from this issue. AB 2510 is sponsored by the California State Sheriff's Association and is supported by the police chiefs, as well as the California Rifle and Pistol Association and the National Rifle Association, the NRA, to create a bill that protects the rights of gun owners while still providing the rights safeguards to continue having a successful CCW program. Law enforcement is already trained on how to identify the different types of licenses. They do this every day for many different types of licenses. Allowing law enforcement to continue providing ID cards that are better suited to be carried and presented as proof of licensure provides a workable and effective system at a minor cost to the state. So I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Seeing no additional, I'm sorry, Mr. Wagner, you are recognized.
What's this about again?
Your time is up, Mr.
I move
Linder.
the previous question.
You may answer the question, Mr. Linder.
In response to the good assembly member from Orange County's question, sometimes this legislature makes some very, very difficult decisions. And sometimes, in my opinion, sometimes it makes some bad decisions. So I had to be very, very clear to explain it in detail for the assembly member from Orange County.
Seeing no additional discussion or debate, Mr. Linder, I'll take that as your close. Clerk will open the roll. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the vote. Ayes 74, no 0. Measure passes. File items 122 through 124 pass and retain. File item 125, AB 2813. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 2813 by Assemblymember Bloom, an act relating to juveniles.
Mr. Bloom, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have some concise remarks. Foster children are often unfairly and disproportionately detained for minor misbehavior, but even brief detention in juvenile hall has been shown to decrease education and employment outcomes and increase the likelihood of a minor coming into contact with the criminal justice system later in life. So this bill seeks to protect foster youth by ensuring that probation's detention and release decisions are not based on a minor's foster care status. Several years ago, this state enacted legislation to ensure that a minor's status as a foster youth not be used during the detention hearing stage as a reason to detain that minor. This bill simply adds that principle to the probation officer's decision to detain. This bill has bipartisan support so far and no opposition. I ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Mr. Bloom. Seeing no discussion or debate on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll. Tally the vote. Ayes 74, no 0. Measure passes. File items 126 and 127 pass and retain. File item 128, AB 1687. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 1687 by Assemblymember Calderon, an act relating to personal data.
Mr. Calderon, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. AB 1687 requires websites that provide employment-related services on a subscription basis to remove date of birth information on the request of a subscriber. Even though age discrimination is against both federal and state law, it persists in the entertainment industry and is facilitated through the public distribution of job applicants' birth dates and age information on employment referral websites such as IMDb Pro. The goal of AB 1687 is simple: reduce age discrimination by requiring employment referral websites to remove age and birth date information upon request. If a subscriber is concerned about age discrimination, he or she can have their age information deleted. I will note that we amended the bill in Privacy and Consumer Protection Committee to address a couple concerns. These amendments do two things. First, they specify that online entertainment employment service providers have 5 days to comply with a subscriber's request to remove age information. And second, these amendments clarify that a provider is not liable for user-generated content on its website unless the subscriber first requests that age information be removed. With these amendments, the bill passed committee with unanimous bipartisan support, and I respectfully ask for your aye vote today.
Thank you, Ms. Calderon. Seeing no discussion or debate on this item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. The clerk will close the roll, tally the vote. Ayes 69, noes 3. Measure passes. File item 129, pass and retain. File item 130, AB 1658 by Mr. Bigelow. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 1658 by Assemblymember Bigelow and others, enact relating to cemeteries.
Mr. Bigelow, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. I rise towards the heavens today to seek your aye vote on AB 1658. Happy Homestead Cemetery District is quite popular in South Lake Tahoe, and folks across the border in Nevada are dying to get in. Currently, deceased Nevada residents face a gravely frustrating situation. They are simply not allowed to be buried at Happy Homestead Cemetery. It sounds morbid, I know. Members, please don't kill AB 1658 and send it to its grave. Please keep AB 1658 alive and vote aye today.
Mr. Cooley, you may open.
Question for the author.
Without objection.
Does the Happy Homestead include a layaway plan?
Yes, it does. In fact, many of the participants in this cemetery actually do that. They take a long-term layaway plan.
Seeing no additional discussion or debate on this item, Mr. Bigelow, you may close if you wish.
Request an aye vote. Thank you.
With that, clerk will open the roll. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the vote. Ayes 77, no 0. Measure passes. File item 131, AB 1919. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 1919 by Assemblymember Quirk, enact relating to transportation.
Dr. Quirk, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. AB 1919 modifies the Public Utilities Code to allow the use of bond premiums to fund capital projects. Removing the current restriction on the use of premiums will lower the cost of the bond transaction, lowering the amount of debt the Transportation Authority must carry, and thus increase the amount of local sales tax dollars available for project delivery. AB 1919 supports a more effective use of public funds at a lower cost. Thank you, and I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Dr. Quirk. Seeing no discussion or debate on this item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the vote. Ayes 46, noes 29. Measure passes. Members are warned to pass temporarily on file item 132. Moving to file item 133. That's AB 2031 by Mr. Bonta. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 2031 by Assemblymember Bonta and others, enact relating to local government.
Mr. Bonta, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. AB 2031 will help
local governments to rapidly and efficiently address California's affordable housing crisis by allowing them to pass an ordinance to issue bonds for construction of affordable housing. As we all know too well, housing and rental prices have skyrocketed, leaving many Californians behind. Today, 1/3 of California's working households are paying more than half of their income towards housing. AB 2031 will provide cities and counties with an innovative new tool to address the housing crisis and will help us create the affordable California we all want. I thank you for your consideration. Respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Mr. Bonta. Mr. Thurman, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. I rise in support of AB 2031. I would like to thank my colleague from Alameda for bringing it forward. It helps critical cities who are still trying to provide affordable housing in the aftermath of redevelopment with very few tools to do so. This is a creative way to give local government the mechanisms they need to generate the revenue to support affordability, and I urge your aye vote for this measure.
Thank you, Mr. Thurman. Seeing no additional discussion or debate on the item, the clerk will open the roll. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. The clerk will close the roll. Tally the vote. Ayes 47, noes 24. Measure passes. File item 134, pass and retain. File item 135, AB 2406. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 2406 by Assembly Member Thurmond, an act relating to housing.
Mr. Thurmond, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. I rise in support of AB 2406. This is a bill that helps us address the housing inaffordability crisis. It's estimated that we need some 150,000 new units every year to keep pace with population growth. Without lots of resources to do that, it's hard to match that. This bill gives us a very simple way and a very cost-effective way to add units. Simply what it does is it creates something called a junior accessory dwelling unit. What it would do is allow someone who owns a home and has a spare bedroom to convert that spare bedroom into a small studio that might have its own kitchen and bathroom and private entrance. It streamlines the process for cities to permit these junior accessory dwellings. And so what it essentially does is allow a homeowner who might be struggling to keep up with their mortgage to be able to stay in their own home in their community and at the same time rent to someone who needs an opportunity to rent in an affordable way. It's a 2-for-1. We can keep seniors in their home who want to age in place and at the same time create affordable units. I urge your aye vote for AB 2406.
Thank you, Mr. Thurmond. Seeing no discussion or debate on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll. Tally the vote. Ayes 74, no 0. Measure passes. File item 136, AB 2492, for the purpose of amendment. Clerk will read with amendments.
Assembly Bill 2492 with amendments by Assembly Member Alejo.
Mr. Alejo on the amendments.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Unlike my long-winded colleague from Corona, I will be brief on these amendments. They make technical, non-substantive changes to the bill and add the Assembly member from the amazing, the wonderful city of Coachella, the home of the Coachella Music Festival, as a joint author. I respectfully ask for an aye vote on the bill and that the amendments be put out to print and back on file.
Seeing no discussion or debate on the amendments, and without objection, we may take a voice vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say nay. The ayes have it. The amendments are adopted. The bill is out to print and back on file.
Without objection, we will move to file item 137, AB 2316 by O'Donnell. The clerk will read the roll. The clerk will read the bill.
Assembly Bill 2316 by Assembly Member O'Donnell and others, an act relating to school facilities.
Mr. O'Donnell, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. AB 2316 seeks to bring clarity and good government policies to school districts using the lease-leaseback method of procuring new school construction projects. Specifically, This bill requires that all future school construction projects using the lease-leaseback method of awarding contracts to competitively select those projects. It clarifies that the district may no longer use the sole source method of awarding a project. No longer will a lease-leaseback construction project be awarded simply on a handshake. Current law provides that all public works contracts over $15,000 are required to be competitively bid. Current law, however, says that lease-leaseback contracting does not require competitive bidding. Lease-leaseback is where a school district leases district-owned property to a contractor. The contractor constructs the facility and then leases back the facility to the district. The district makes lease payments, and when the payments are completed, gets title to the site and the new construction project. There have been concerns about this lease-leaseback process because it allows a school district to handpick a contractor without any formal selection process. More recently, a number of lawsuits have been filed against school districts and contractors. I believe that it's time to reform the process and avoid more lawsuits. This bill will ensure that there is a transparent process for awarding lease-leaseback contracts using existing design, build, and best value practices. This bill also addresses payback or disgorgement in the event a court finds a lease-leaseback contract invalid. I want to emphasize this bill does not provide automatic protection to contractors. They are still subject to legal action to determine whether they committed fraud in getting the contract or broke other laws. If they were wrong before this bill, they will be wrong after this bill. However, contractors who did not do anything wrong should not have to pay back what they spent to build a school facility. If the legislature does nothing now, we are sending the message that we support sole source contracting. Please join me in creating a transparent process and avoiding more costly lawsuits. This bill passed out of the Education Committee with no votes. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Mr. Mullen, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, I joined my colleague from Long Beach today in support of AB 2316 and also as a co-author. I was the author last year of a bill which sought to address what might happen if current leaseback school financing arrangements are deemed invalid and yet a school has been built and there are no defects in the actual construction. To my mind, to force the contractors to repay what they've earned for their efforts cannot be the right result. It frankly becomes unjust enrichment to school districts. My understanding is that no school district has asked for this. Given the complexity of the issues, we agreed to take a step back last year and take another look at reforming the rules relating to leaseback in its entirety, a more comprehensive approach. AB 2316 accomplishes that by addressing some of the concerns raised last year about how leaseback was used in practice. AB 2316 fixes the flaws in existing law and will also do what I was trying to accomplish, which is to make sure that an irrational result does not otherwise occur. I respectfully ask for an aye vote on AB 2316.
Ms. Olson, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. I rise in support of this reform measure as the Vice Chair of the Education Committee. Members, this is a good bill. It gets rid of the backroom deals that we've been reading about in the news for over a year now. And what's really important to underscore is that this eliminates sole source contracting and in its place sets up a competitive bid process very similar to the design build process that schools already use. There has been some information or misunderstanding about the bill, and so what I really want to underscore is that even if this bill is signed into law, illegal is still illegal. And the cases that are going through the court process right now, for example, in Fresno Unified, will continue, and the ruling in that case will stand regardless of the outcome of this bill. This bill does not reward bad behavior, and it doesn't provide any protection against disgorgement if it's proved that bad faith occurred. What it does do is that if a contractor acted in good faith and in accordance with existing law at the time, it makes sure that that contractor can be paid for the work that he did and that the school facilities remain intact and available to serve students. Howard Jarvis even mentioned in committee that for the most part, this is a really good bill and a really important bill. They had concerns with one area, but again, we've made it very clear that illegal remains illegal. This is a reform measure that makes sure we're eliminating bad deals, make sure that we're abiding by competitive processes to make sure that our kids can have adequate school facilities in the least expensive way possible. I strongly urge an aye vote.
See no additional discussion or debate. Mr. O'Donnell, you may close.
I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
The clerk will open the roll. All those vote who desire to vote, all those vote who desire to vote, all those vote who desire to vote. The clerk will close the roll and tally the vote. Ayes 60, noes 3. The measure passes. We will move to file item 97, AB 2387 by Mr. Mullen. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 2387 by Assemblymember Mullen and others, enact related to vehicles.
Mr. Mullen.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, federal authorities have made at least 16 arrests across the country, including California, relating to counterfeit airbags in vehicles. Unlike counterfeiting of other products, such as a handbag or a DVD, counterfeit airbags have the potential to kill. Testing of these counterfeits by NHTSA, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, shows just how dangerous these products are. AB 2387 is a simple consumer protection measure that strengthens existing law aimed at deterring the fraudulent manufacture, importation, distribution, and installation of counterfeit or non-functioning airbags by more clearly defining key terms and increasing the penalty for exposing the public to a potentially deadly hazard. AB 2387 seeks to add clarity to existing law to better assure consumers in California that when a vehicle has been repaired and airbags have been reinstalled into a vehicle, that the airbag meets all the manufacturer standards as well as all federal safety standards. To date, AB 2387 has received no votes, and I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Seeing no additional discussion or debate, the clerk will open the roll. All those vote who desire to vote, all those vote who desire to vote, all those vote who desire to vote. The clerk will close the roll and tally the vote. Ayes 75, no 0. The measure passes.